What's up everybody, Dustin here from SoloTravelBlog. If you want to see some top-notch Taiwanese food in Taipei, you've come to the right place. Welcome to the wild, untamed city of Taipei, Taiwan. I only had one full day in the city, so I figured I'd make good use of my time. I figured I'd make real good use of my time. So first destination on deck, I sprinted on over to a place called Bao An Temple. Now I gotta be honest, I don't know much about this place, but word on the street is that they built this bad boy to celebrate Taiwanese folk religions. I didn't exactly know what was going on, but we had people slamming drums on the outside of this place and praying up a storm on the inside. Suffice to say, it was getting pretty Taiwanese-y around here. I might even go as far as to say as it was feeling a tad mystical in this joint. I mean, on the one hand, we had clouds of incense smoke flying all over the place, and on the other hand, we had some sick-ass paintings depicting brave heroes from a storied past. Now, truth be told, it was getting so intense in that temple that I was starting to feel pretty hungry, so I decided to hightail it the hell out of there. So I started cruising and perusing around the mean streets of downtown Taipei. Came across this place called the Soy Milk King, and I decided to take a closer look. Now people say this is a mighty fine place to get yourself a traditional Taiwanese breakfast, and I thought I was worth it. So I peered in a little closer, and I could see a whole hive of activity going down. Word around the campfire is this place is open 24/7, so these dudes are working around the clock to make some delish dishes. Seems like my kind of place, so I sprinted on in there, ordered up some food, and when it was ready I sat down and whoa. The first item I got was a bowl of salty soy milk and youtiao, which is a Taiwanese fried breadstick. I could see pieces of that breadstick submerged under the soy milk, and I thought that was a pretty interesting idea. It seemed like one crazy-ass concoction, but I figured I'd give it a whirl. So I grabbed myself a spoonful and jammed it furiously toward my face, and wow. It did not exactly taste the way I expected it, let's just put it that way. It tasted like some curdled soy milk floating on top of a subtly soy saucy broth. It was a tad salty, but overall it was not too high in the flavor department, that's all I'm trying to say. So with all that considered, I think I'm gonna have to rate this a 2 out of 5 Chiang Kai-sheks. I mean, I don't think it's bad per se, I just wouldn't order it again, can you blame me? Anyway, next up I ordered myself an egg and sticky rice roll with youtiao and pork floss. What's pork floss, you ask? Well, let me explain it to you real simple like. It's dried separated pork meat that's been fluffed up to the max and jacked with sugar and spices. Now I figured I deserved some pork floss in my life, so I took myself a big ass bite. Now the precise moment that pork floss and youtiao penetrated my palate, I was literally at a loss for words. That soft, succulent eggy wig, coupled with that slightly hard, chewy layer of sticky rice, created a nice outer shell. Add to that the fried bread on the inside, along with that sweet, sweet pork floss, and you've got the recipe for success. I guess what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way is that sticky rice roll was tasting hao-chi as fuck. Oh, that's right, you heard me correctly, baby. In fact, I'd even go as far as to say as it's so hao-chi that it actually inspired me in some unidentifiable way. So with that said, I think I'm gonna have to give this a 4 out of 5 Chiang Kai-sheks. I mean, it was almost perfect. If it was just slightly less greasy and slightly more flavorful, I would most definitely give it a 5 out of 5. Anyway, I decided to get one more item at this place, just one more. I got me an eggy wig roll with some youtiao deep inside. So I frantically opened up that roll and started inspecting that youtiao. Looks like that bad boy is deep fried to perfection. And of course, we got that thin layer of eggy-wig inside. So I grabbed that bad boy, looked at it, admired it, then I slammed it down the hatch. And whoa baby, that outside layer was kinda chewy. It tasted like we had some kind of rice flour based pancake on the outside. Basically, this puppy consists of deep fried carbs covered with a layer of protein covered with a layer of carbs. It's got a subtle yet elegant flavor that tastes eggy as hell and carby to the max. I actually like the flavor quite a bit. The only problem is it's just way too greasy for my liking. I mean, each of the 3 ingredients in this roll have been individually cooked in oil, so with each passing bite, it's like a damn oil explosion just blasting off all up in this mouth. So with all that said, I think I'm gonna have to give this a 3 out of 5 Chiang Kai-sheks. I mean, it tasted pretty good, but it most definitely did not change my life. Anyway, about that time I was feeling pretty satisfied with my traditional Taiwanese breakfast, so I decided to do a little bit more sightseeing. And what better place to boost on over to than the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall, baby? I mean, hey, I ain't no Asiatic architectural expert or anything, but I think it's safe to say that that right there is a pretty nice building, dare I say, a Taiwanese building. So I sprinted inside that place and started scoping out some patriotic Chiang Kai-shek pics. Now, I heard say and I heard tell that this dude is kind of a controversial figure, but I don't think he can be that bad. I guess he imposed some decades-long martial law in Taiwan or some shit, I don't know the exact details. Bottom line is he protected his island from some commie incursions, so I think I like Chiang Kai-shek. He's one of the good dictators. I mean, how could you stay mad at him with a smile like that? His face is looking as innocent as a newborn babe, and oh shit, what up? We got some sweet-ass guard action over here. It looks like this dude's pretty popular with the tourists. Seems to me like people are taking all kinds of photo ops with these guards, all different kinds. Hell, I'd even go as far as to say as these guards are more popular than Chiang Kai-shek. Shit's getting crazy around here. Anyway, all this patriotism was working up my appetite, so I figured I'd sprint on out of there and get myself something else to eat. So I cruised on over to the Taipei 101 building because I heard they got them some nice Taiwanese dumplings over there. I was of the opinion that I not only deserved some delish dumplings, but I also needed them. Luckily, at the bottom of this gigantic erect Taipei tower, there's a mighty famous dumpling restaurant. A little place called Din Tai Fung. Granted, they do have some of these in Tokyo, but I hear the ones in Taipei are just so much better, baby. After all, when you wanna dip into the best honey, you gotta go to the motherfucking source. So I barreled into that Din Tai Fung like a wild man, and I started scoping out the joint. I could see some dumpling maestros slapping food together at a feverish pace, and it was getting me pretty excited. These maestros were running a serious operation over here. They had buck wild stacks of bamboo steamers shooting hot air left and right, and whoa. Tom Cruise came to this place? Nice. Well, if a Taiwanese dumpling is good enough for Tom Cruise, then it's good enough for me. That's the rule I always live by. Anyway, I sat myself down, ordered up some dumplings, and then started checking out the card they put on my table. I guess this thing is an idiot's guide to eating soup dumplings. So they give you a ginger dish and you're supposed to mix equal parts soy sauce and vinegar in that bad boy. Next you dip your dumpling in the dish, then you load that dumpling on a spoon and you puncture that bad boy to let out its juices onto the spoon. Then add a little bit of ginger on top and you're good to go. And wow, just wow, my xiaolongbao were brought out and I gotta say they were looking pretty nice. Xiaolongbao are soup dumplings and they're a pretty famous food in Taiwan. I got me the ones filled with green squash and shrimp as they came highly recommended. So I set up my sauce situation like a buck wild boss, and then I got sensually prepared for the feast that was about to ensue. So I grabbed that soup dumpling all nice and gentle-like. I was about to load that bad boy onto my spoon when I realized I forgot the first step. I'm supposed to dip that thing into the sauce first. I'm just starting this thing out and I'm damn near already fucking it up. Alright, I'm doing the steps out of order at this point, but who gives a toss? I'm gonna have it my way, baby, so let me get some ginger on this puppy. And you know what? Come to think of it, that thing just isn't looking saucy enough, so I think I better give it another dip. Alright, now I just gotta puncture this soup dumpling, and I did make a hole, but not too much soup came flying out. I kinda half expected the thing to explode with juices shooting out all over the place. So there you go, baby, that treat is looking good enough to eat, so I slammed it down my throat at life-threatening speeds. And oh my dogs, that thing was tasting juicy as hell and delicate to the motherfucking max. That shrimp and green squash combo hit the spot, that's all I'm trying to say. I don't know what it is about these dumplings, but they seem to speak to me at a deeper level, a spiritual level, in fact. Inanimate though they may be, I get the strange sensation that they're as happy to be eaten by me as I am to eat them. In fact, they're practically begging me to be eaten, and for that I'm happy to oblige. And oh my dogs, I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and rate that a 5 out of 5 Chiang Kai-sheks. Reason being because the xiaolongbao single-handedly broadened my horizons in ways I could never truly know. Anyway, I also ordered myself some shrimp and pork dumplings of the non-soup variety. The maestro did not give me an instruction card for this setup, so I figured I'd just try that dumpling on its own. And whoa baby, whoa. I took myself a big-ass bite, but I had juice shooting out all over the place there. Hey, how the hell was I supposed to know? They didn't give me an info card or anything. What do they think I am, a damn psychic? So for this next one I tried eating it the soup dumpling way, but somehow I don't feel like that's the right way either. I punctured that puppy, but I didn't see much juice come out, so I figured this time I'd eat the whole thing in one bite. I jammed it in the general direction of my face, and I got to admit it was tasting real good. I guess I'd rate it a 4 out of 5 Chiang Kai-sheks. I mean, I can tell the quality is quite nice, I'm just not completely sure that that pork and shrimp combo really works out. I mean, it's tasting real nice, it's just not paradigm shifting, that's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, I ordered up one more dish, just one more. I got me the house specialty spicy vegetable and ground pork wontons. And whoa baby, check those things out, I'm feeling a tad frisky just looking at them. Now although they did come without an instruction card, the maestro did tell me to mix them up before eating. Suffice to say, I mixed that bowl up like a buck wild boss. I made sure I spread that sauce around all nice and even like. Next I grabbed me one of those wontons and shoved it in the general direction of my head. Then I took myself a bite and holy foodgasm inducing wonton. Not only is this wonton edible, but it just so happens to be fucking incredible. That vegetable and pork filling is minced to the max, and that sauce is tasting seasoned to perfection. It's got a soy saucy flavor and a nice spicy bite to it, which is just the way I like it. In fact, these wontons are so hao chi that I'm literally at a loss for fucking words over here. So with all that said, I most definitely have to give this delish dish a 5 out of 5 Chiang Kai-sheks. I mean, this was actually my favorite dish of the day, which is saying a lot considering how many buck wild foods I chowed down on. So after finishing that meal, I sprinted on out of that Din Tai Fung and cruised on over to the Xidan night market. I'll be releasing that video next week, so stay tuned, baby cakes. And as always, thanks for watching this video. Why don't you leave a comment, let me know what you think.